In the top stories, St. Kitts and Nevis working to enhance family structures to help promote healthy gender relations. Antigua and Barbuda Lions Club screen school for World Sight Day. And flood warnings issued for Southeast Australian states. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Friday, October 14th, 2022. In the top stories, St. Kitts and Nevis working to enhance family structures to help promote healthy gender relations. Antigua and Barbuda Lions Club screen school for World Sight Day. And flood warnings issued for Southeast Australian states. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Friday, October 14th, 2022. I'm your presenter, Shanique Carvey, nationally. Enhancing the family structure is a key ingredient of the St. Kitts and Nevis Gender Policy and Action Plan, which seeks to promote gender equality and eliminate all types of gender-related discrimination. There are 5 strategic actions to encourage cohesive family units that are pursued by the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs. Junior Minister, the Honorable Iseline Phillip, highlighted the goals while addressing the 83rd session for the Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women on October 12, 2022.
The strategic actions under this tenet are 1. To promote consistent positive messaging, reinforce all family structures and the principle of equality and shared responsibility in the household maintenance and care work. 2. To reinforce the role of fathers and men as caregivers and homemakers in providing guidance, care, and support for their children's overall well-being and development. 3. To increase opportunities for dialogue among men and their associations on issues of interest and importance like health and other positive enablers of gender equality. 4. To advocate for and promote the equality of rights and access of men and boys and women and girls. And 5. To invest in community-level parent education and support programs that redefine the prescribed gender roles of women and men.
The minister said that through these actions, the government seeks to strengthen family bonds and break gender stereotypes and toxic notions of masculinity that perpetuate negative actions and opinions toward women. The 83rd session for the Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women is being held in Geneva, Switzerland from October 10th to 28th, 2022. Following the surge in domestic violence incidents within the past few weeks, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew convened an interministerial meeting to discuss existing institutional challenges and potential legislative amendments to improve the prevention and detection of such incidents. That's according to word from government headquarters. At Wednesday's meeting were Janelle Louis Tafari, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs, Virgil Jeffers, Director of Gender Affairs, and Chanel Charles, Senior Gender Officer. Justice and Security security officers in the persons of Andre Mitchell, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Honorable Garth Wilkin, Attorney General, and Naima Hazel, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, were also present. Prime Minister Drew was quoted expressing sympathy, saying, "Domestic violence is a major cause for concern. It is critical that we address, sensitize, and educate our people on domestic violence because it affects the entire family structure. What happened in Sandy Point last month with the young lady that resulted in the death of the young man, and the recent incident in Nevis that resulted in the death of 2 persons and the injury of another is heartbreaking," end quote. He said that rectifying such issues and challenges are prioritized items on the legislative and administrative agendas. Although there have been several cases of domestic abuse reported over the years, the Ministry of Gender Affairs feels that they are underreported. According to Permanent Secretary Louis Tafari, 20 cases were reported in 2018, 18 in 2019, 12 in 2020, 23 in 2021, and 27 in 2022. The Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs suggests the following safety planning measures for victims of domestic violence: know your abuser's red flags, identify safe areas of the house, establish a code word with friends and family members, be ready to leave at a moment's notice, and contact a domestic violence or sexual assault program in your area. The emergency contact numbers in the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs are the Counseling Unit 465-5000, Social Assistance 467-2675, Legal Aid Department 467-1572, Probation and Child Protection Services 662-6833. The Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission, or ECSRC, performs a very important function as it seeks to protect its citizens and investors while helping to develop the securities market operations. During this week's episode of the bank's weekly program, ECCB Connects, Chief Executive Officer of the ECSRC, Alusha Faisal, shared information about how ordinary citizens can protect themselves from scammers.
They may tell you that you will make a lot of money, that you will get wealthy very quickly. They also tell you that they are very knowledgeable in investing and investments, and they are associated with a very reputable firm, and that you should, they themselves have invested, and so they encourage you to also participate. We also have the tactic where persons will tell you that, you know, if you invest, you can get a certain percentage of the commission, or they offer you something in return for your investment upfront, and that is one of the signs as well of an investment scam.
Several channels are used by these scammers, including emails, WhatsApp messages, and telephone calls. Faisal emphasizes that when shares are sold publicly on the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange, there is a prospectus.
In most cases, the ECSRC will approve the documentation related to a specific securities investment. So let me explain what I mean. If a company wants to offer shares to the public or to sell shares to persons, they will have to first submit a prospectus to the Commission for approval. And that prospectus will outline information about the shares, about the company that's offering the shares, and various other information that is important for the investor, for the prospective investor. So if someone comes to you and they are selling you shares in the Eastern Caribbean securities market, you must first ask for a prospectus.
In instances where shares are offered online, investors should conduct proper research by checking with the regulators of that company to ensure that the investment is legitimate. She points out that the ECSRC offers licenses to traders and this information is accessible on their website. She confirms that only these persons who are listed are authorized to trade. We move now to news on the regional scene. The Antigua and Barbuda Lions Club hosted an eye screening in schools